What's going on, everybody? It's Falcons Daily here on a Tuesday. I'm CG, your host, Craig Green, and we have hit the bye week. The Falcons are 2-2 at the bye. They're going to have this entire week off, and they'll actually get an extra day of rest because they don't play next Sunday. They will play on Monday. They'll come back and take on the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. It's a 7:15 kickoff, and the Falcons will have plenty of time to get ready for Buffalo. Again, they have two primetime games back to back. Again, that'll be October 13th against Buffalo, 7:15 kickoff, and then we'll be back right after that again to take on the 49ers that Sunday at 8:20 in San Francisco. So two primetime games back to back right off the bye. And I mean, the Falcons couldn't have went to the bye week with a better, with any better momentum. I mean, with a win over Washington, the way they did, especially after how things went against Carolina the week before that. So, good way to get the taste out of your mouth going to the bye week with a win. And we're 2-2. I mean, it's kind of unconventional how we got there, and I'm pretty sure that we didn't see the 2-2 coming that we got, beating Washington and Minnesota, but losing to Carolina and Tampa Bay. But you take the good with the bad. Again, we talked about tiebreakers yesterday and how important it was for the Falcons to have beaten Washington, the Commanders, and the Vikings when you're looking at wild card scenarios. And the good thing of it is, not good to lose to Carolina, obviously, the way we did, but at least you have them again on the schedule coming up later on in the season, as do you have Tampa Bay. So, except you got to go to Tampa Bay on a Thursday night. At least you got Carolina coming to your building. And, Carolina got smashed on Sunday by the New England Patriots of all teams. They completely got obliterated out there, and it's pretty tough to say as a Falcons fan that Bryce Young right now, he is 1-15 on the road. Guess that one win was at Atlanta. Sucks. All right, let's move on. We're going to keep it kind of quick today. I was looking at two of our players who are on the last year of their contract, and that's Tyler Algier and Kyle Pitts. Both of them have been pretty decent starts to the year, and you only have one franchise tag. So if you had to franchise tag one of those players, which one were you going to franchise tag? If you had your choice. If you were going to franchise tag one of those players, would it be Pitts? Would it be Algier? And what the franchise tag does, if you're not sure what it is, it's basically a one-year contract with a salary that's a predetermined average of the top salaries of the position for that player. So right now, statistically wise, Kyle Pitts is at 20 catches, 205 yards, and a touchdown. Over his career, he's got 11 touchdowns with the Falcons, 13 yards a catch. Tyler Algier this season, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 4.4 yards a carry over his career with the Falcons, 3.6 this year, and he's got 12 touchdowns. So, again, pretty similar, and I think they're both very, very important. But if I was going to franchise one or the other right now, oh gosh, that is so hard to make a choice. I love Tyler Algier, Magnum TA. And honestly, I think he would be the guy I would go with because you want to have that change of pace back to go along with Bijan Robinson. You saw how well they work together when they are working together, when they're getting the ball in their hands and they're getting chances. Yesterday or on Sunday, for example, Tyler Algier had a pretty darn good game. He didn't average 4 yards a carry, but he did. He did score a touchdown. He had I want to say it was 50. I'll get the stats up here for you right now. Sorry about that. Thought I had it, but I didn't. He had 16 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown. That's what he did yesterday. So, and then in terms of his money, right now, Tyler Algier is making, pennies right now. $1.1 million is his base salary. So, I would love to see the Falcons keep him. Hopefully they wouldn't trade him knowing that they couldn't, afford him or anything like that. But you've got some time before you got to pay guys like Bijan Robinson. So, and that's coming up very, very soon. So if you're going to keep Tyler Algier or Pitts, I wonder if you could do both. But if you had to franchise tag one of them and give one of them the average salary of the top of their position, again, I don't know, have to think about it hard and long. Maybe Pitts, but, we'd have to look at what tight ends are going to make in 2026 to know for certain. But both of them are very valuable. It's a tough decision, and those are good problems for Terry Fontenot to have when you can't decide which of your good players you're going to keep. Hopefully we can find a way to keep both of them in 2026 and beyond, because I think the Falcons are a lot stronger with both players on the team than they are if one of them or both of them were to hit free agency or to be traded out of the building. Looking at players on the Falcons' offensive side of the ball, Darnell Mooney left the game on Sunday with a hamstring injury. Remember, he had a shoulder injury before that. His injuries are kind of piling up. He's been banged up already. And a couple weeks ago, I talked about Odell Beckham Jr. Maybe we should give him a call and see if he wants to come into the building. Again, remember, he's a former Ram that was with Raheem Morris. And got to remember, guys, Raheem Morris, when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl in 2016, who was the wide receivers coach? Raheem Morris. So that's also a little bit of perspective in terms of maybe the firing of Ike Hilliard and how the offense looked this week. But again, I wonder what it looks like for Mooney at full health. Is he an IR candidate right now, just in order to get his body right? Would that have been the right move to put him on IR? But I mean, he seems to be recovered from the shoulder, but now it's a hamstring and just kind of like, bad luck, I guess you could say. But Odell Beckham Jr. is a free agent, and he is of course, a player that everybody knows and everyone knows what he can do. He's got, like I said, he's 32 years old. He'll be 33 in November. Played with the Rams, was with the Ravens, was with the Dolphins last. He was with the Dolphins last. Ravens, Dolphins didn't play in 2022. But again, with the Dolphins, not much, didn't do much of anything there at all. Only had 18 targets as a Dolphin. So I think you could find space for a guy like OBJ, who's still a burner, who could still take it to the house. And in terms of his size and stature, 5'11", 200. So you could, he could play outside, but you also could put him on the inside too. I think he's a versatile piece. You do worry about the injury history. You do worry about some of those things. I don't worry so much about the character or anything like that, but I will tell you this: if he gets into the end zone, tell you what, you might see a show, because that man can move, he can dance, he can groove. So something to think about while Mooney's recovering, and really much over this bye week. Fans, continue to rise up and sound off in the comments whenever the mood strikes you. Didn't have any comments for the video from yesterday, but please tell me some of your predictions for the bye week if you have any whatsoever. Where do you think the Falcons are going on vacation? How are you guys spending the bye week? Are you going to watch football this Sunday? Are you not going to watch football? Did you watch any of the games last night? The Dolphins and the Jets, the Broncos, and the Bengals. Never good to see Sean Payton win a game, no matter what. I know he's no longer in New Orleans, but he's still to me, he's still the Saints coach, and I still can't stand the man. So just in a football sense, not in a personal sense. But again, let me know how you guys are feeling. Rise up and sound off in the comments. If you want to give me a follow, I'm at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G, and the word sports. And then Fan Arch is up in the top left corner up here. They're Fan Arch Co. on social media, FANARCHCO. All right, y'all, we'll be back on Wednesday with more Falcons Daily, and we'll chop it up more over the bye week and look at some things surrounding the Falcons, and maybe how they can improve over the week off, or what some of the things that we can look for during that time. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow with more Falcons Daily.